Hello, my friends. I'm so blessed to be connecting with you today on this incredible Manifesting Monday. And I want to have a conversation with you. I think it's an important conversation about an important relationship. It's the one we have with our bodies. Our bodies are really the sacred vehicle for our soul. And no matter what you think of your body, whether it's good or bad, it's actually perfect. Your body is perfect for you, for your learning, for your experience on the earth plane. It is your ideal, hello, Patty, your ideal partner and friend. And, we can look at other people's bodies or other people's physical selves, and maybe we're a little bit like, well, it's not fair, or be jealous, but you don't want to envy another person's body. Just you don't want to covet other people's possessions, because then we put ourselves in a position of not really embodying our best lives. So what we want to do is, hi, Maggie, how are you? We want to come into really loving, respectful relationship with our physical selves. Your body is a blessing. It is a miracle. It is a gift. And I've been thinking of it lately as a loan. Our bodies are actually on loan to us from the divine for a while. And it's sort of like a lease with a car. Are you taking good care of it? Are you taking loving care of it? Hi, Kathy. How are you? Hello, Ashley. Are you taking really good care of this incredible miracle vehicle, this miraculous vehicle that's been gifted to you from the divine? If you think about our bodies, they are beyond amazing, even more amazing than the most incredible cars, incredible rockets, incredible spaceships. The most incredible gift that we could ever fathom is our bodies. And you know what? We are not our bodies. We are a soul having a human experience. The truest truth of who we are is spiritual, a spiritual being having a human experience. So our body is our partner so that we can have this experience. And for a long time, I really identified as my body. And as an actress and model, I used it. It was like a commodity, and I manipulated it, and I judged it. And it's no wonder that I was manipulated and judged by other people. I was being treated like I treated my physical self. And I had a lot of challenges. Nothing in the world responds well for very long to the qualities of judgment. And my body really didn't either. It did for a while. I was able to make a certain amount of money. I was able to make a living as a model and an actress. But as soon as I started thinking, I need to weigh less, I need to look different, I need to look better, I started working out more, I started eating less. I really tried to manipulate myself to look a certain way so that I could make money. I was using my physical self. And then often I would be used by other people. I really identified myself as my physical self. But again, we aren't our physical selves. We are our souls inhabiting a physical body for a while. So I struggled a lot with chronic fatigue, Epstein-Barr, a lot of different types of health challenges. And I think there's always information in our health challenges, whether they be a disease or an accident, right, Kathy? Disease means dis-ease. How are you uneasy within yourself? And I was clearly really uneasy with myself as I judged myself, as I was angry at myself for not weighing less or looking different, for not being more beautiful. Oh, hi, Jenny. Thank you. You're very sweet. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. So I really had to set this strong intention to come into a more kind and loving and affectionate relationship with my physical self. And it wasn't easy. I'd been in a really bad habit and pattern of judging myself and self-loathing for so long. And to go from loathing to love, I think, is really the spiritual path. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens incrementally. It's a step-by-step process. So for me, as like with many things, it started with intention. My intention is to come in a more kind and respectful and loving relationship with myself. And one thing I really struggled with was my issues with food, and especially sweets. I like sweets, but they didn't like me. Anytime I would have a lot of sugar or even artificial sweeteners, I would do this tailspin into a lot of depression. It was like my body could not assimilate sweet foods. And that included fruit as well. Sorry, I just turned my fireplace off. It's hot in here. So I was in school and they taught this practice. It's called Gestalt. And I want to introduce you to this as well, because I've received so much wisdom and helpful information by virtue of participating in Gestalts. Fritz Perls coined this term and this practice many, many years ago. He was a psychotherapist in, I think, the 50s, maybe the 60s. So in a Gestalt, what you do is you sit in a chair and have a conversation with whatever or whomever you're perhaps having challenges with. So in this particular session for myself, I was deciding to have a Gestalt with my pancreas, because my pancreas clearly was the part of me that was having a problem assimilating sweet foods, and I was very angry with it and was very frustrated with it. So I sat in the chair and talked to my pancreas, and I was like, why can't we have sugar? Why can't we have sweets? And then what you do in a Gestalt is you sit in the other chair. You sit in the chair that you've been speaking to in regards to that person or that aspect of yourself. So then I sat in the chair as my pancreas and I said to myself, and you often don't know, maybe you never know, I know I don't know, what is going to come up when you sit in that chair. So as I sat in that chair and lent myself to the process, and a lot of people find this very strange and weird and woo-woo, and nobody really enjoys doing them. Well, I do now. I didn't used to, because they were weird and woo-woo. But now I really enjoy them because I know I'm going to find some wisdom, some nugget of wisdom. So as I sat in the chair as my pancreas, what dropped into my awareness as I addressed the questions from the other chair that I had just posed to my pancreas, what dropped into my awareness, what came forward, was this simple response: you cannot handle sweetness. And it almost immediately brought me to tears, because it wasn't just sugar. It wasn't just fruit. It was people. It was life. I couldn't handle things being kind, things being sweet, because I wasn't sweet to myself. So in that moment, I set the intention to figure out what that meant: to be kind to me, to be sweet to me, to be loving with myself. And again, we have to start with intention before we can fully embody the intention. So that has been part of my purpose and path, is learning how to be kinder to myself, sweeter with myself, more appreciative and affectionate with myself. And today, you know what? I can have sugar. I don't want massive amounts of it, but I can have a couple of bites and be very present and find it extremely fulfilling and satisfying. My body has no problem at all assimilating it. Another thing that happened was I shed a lot of weight without even trying. You know, for years I was really, really struggling to have my weight stay at a certain place. And it was very challenging. In fact, it never worked. I find as we try to manipulate ourselves, our bodies do not respond in kind. Nothing responds well to manipulation and judgment and loathing or not loving. So as I decided to come into a more loving, kind relationship with myself, my body responded in kind. And these days it's effortless to maintain my weight. Far more easy than when I was working out for 3 or 4 hours a day. Far more kind and loving than taking diet pills or diuretics. And for me, again, I had an eating disorder for 15 years. So this isn't something that happened overnight, but it has happened because I have been so diligent in my intention to come into a more loving, respectful relationship with myself, and to deeply listen to myself, to nurture and nourish myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And it can, you were anorexic, Kathy? I didn't know that. Well, I wanted to be anorexic, but I couldn't stop eating. I liked my food too much. So now I feel extremely healthy at home in my body and have great respect and appreciation for my physical self. It is not all that I am, but it is an aspect of who I am. And again, as we treat our physical selves with the kindness and affection and love that we want on some deep level, our bodies respond in kind. And not only that, our lives respond in kind. So again, I've mentioned this before. Yeah, a lot of people eat their emotions. A lot of people do, and I did that. I would binge and purge a lot. And that's probably a conversation I'm going to talk about next week, our relationship with food, not just our relationship with our body, but food. That's a really, really important topic, and one that I've struggled with a lot, but have finally come into a really beautiful relationship with. So it's a super important relationship because we can't live without food. And we can be addicted to food. And like other addictions, we can't just stop cold turkey. We've got to have a relationship with it. So that's a really important subject. But what I know is that as I've listened more deeply to myself and honored myself and taken good, gentle care of myself, again, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, my life and my body has responded in kind. You know, that I've mentioned this before. There's 3 primary areas that we learn our soul's lessons in physical world reality. One is through relationships and love. One is through career, prosperity, money. And the third important area is our body and our health. So we're really here to learn and grow as spiritual beings having this human experience. And if we didn't have these 3 primary areas to learn and grow, we wouldn't learn and grow as a spiritual being having a human experience. So if you have any challenges physically, be it a health challenge, or if you have accidents, there's always information. There's always an opportunity to learn more about yourself and what your soul wants you to know by virtue of these accidents and diseases and health challenges. So often hi Allie, I love you too. When we have a disease or a health challenge, we want to go to a doctor and we want them to fix us. And of course, that's understandable. We want to feel good. But so often what I find is we're given a prescription, or we are scheduled to have a surgery or whatever. But often what happens to us physically is information. It's an opportunity to hear what our soul wants us to know. But if we kill the messenger without receiving the message, then we will continue to struggle and suffer. It's like whack-a-mole. You might cut it out over here, but it's going to pop up over there, because there's always an emotional and spiritual component to our physical challenges and symptoms and diseases, and even our extra weight. There's always information in that. So rather than being angry or scared or in judgment about our physical challenges or issues, if we can get quiet or do a gestalt or write a letter to whatever it is that's causing you confusion or pain, you're probably going to get something really profound and helpful on a soul level. And often what I've gotten is advice or suggestions about how I can shift, and then the symptom is alleviated. I had a bunion for a while, and that was painful. I was like, this is awful. A friend of mine had one, and she went and got surgery. And I was wondering if I needed to get surgery. You know, how do I fix this thing? And my mom and my sister and I would look at this bunion and go, yeah, that's ugly. Maybe I need to get that fixed. But I decided before consulting with a podiatrist to do a gestalt with my bunion. Hi, Penny, how are you? And what my bunion wanted me to know was, first of all, slow down, get grounded. It said, wear less high heels, which I didn't love hearing. And it said, I want you to consult with me before you buy shoes or wear shoes. And I thought, well, that seems like a reasonable request. So that is what I've done. Oh, my hair's looking a little fuzzy. I need to have a gestalt with it. So what I've done with my bunion is consulted when I would buy shoes, because in the past I would just shove my feet in shoes, and if they were cute, I was going to buy them and I was going to wear them. So I started consulting with my foot about what shoes it liked, what shoes it didn't like, and I did start wearing shoes that weren't 6 inches tall all the time, which has been nice. I can still wear them, but just not every day. And you know what? My bunion has completely gone away. The other thing I did that I know was very helpful was send it love and send it affection and send it appreciation, appreciating my feet for taking such good care of me and moving me around on the planet. My little sister had a bunion, and she would look down at it and say, I hate you, I hate you. And I said, well, let's start by not doing that. Just start meeting it with more affection and compassion and respect, and listen to what it has to say. So it was interesting. I did this for maybe 3 or 4 months, and then my mom saw my foot, and she's like, your bunion's gone. I said, I know, huh? And she's like, how'd you do that? And it was just this. It was having a conversation with it, listening to it, asking it what it wanted and needed from me so it could stop hurting so much, and sending it love. You might have heard of the healing process called Ho'oponopono. It's a simple, simple process. There are 4 sentences. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I've done that with my pancreas. I've done it with my bunion. I've done it when I've gotten a cold or I've been sick. It's just to hold ourselves in compassion. Compassion is an incredibly healing energy. And the more we cultivate it for ourselves, the more we have it form within ourselves, the more authentically we become a compassionate light bearer and healer in the world without efforting or doing anything, just showing up as that presence of compassion and love. And what I know for sure is any and all of us, including you, that said yes to being human, this expansive, exquisite, bright light and soul being poured into this little physical body, deserves respect and compassion, because this is not an easy journey. To be human is not easy. And to have respect and compassion and affection for our physical selves, our skin suits, I think is really vital. And again, the more I do this, the more I respect my body, the more I thank my body, the more I listen to my body, the less I suffer. I used to get a lot of colds, like several colds a year. And so I sat down with the intention to understand why. And what I got is that they give me permission to relax. Being sick gave me permission to relax. So then I continued the conversation. I said, well, if I relax before I get sick, will I still have to get sick? And the answer was no. And I have not been sick. I have not had a cold in about 4 or 5 years. So anytime I start to feel like I might be getting sick, I support myself with silver colloidal and zinc and golden seal and vitamin C, but then I also just allow myself to unplug. I allow myself to nurture myself. And for me, that looks like maybe reading a good book, or allowing myself to take a nap, or watching some television. I love HGTV. So I know that that's been very helpful and supportive of my process. So that's something I would suggest to you. Anytime you're not feeling well physically, ask the physical symptom or the disease or the accident, what is the information that you want me to know? What message are you trying to send me? And really listen. You have great wisdom within yourself. In the very center of yourself, you have the answers. But so many of us are looking for the answers outside of us. We're going to the doctors, we're going to the healers, we're going to the psychics or the astrologers to get our answers. But you have your perfect answer in the very center of yourself. This is why we meditate. Oh, Anna, thank you so much. I love you. You're very sweet. So yes, you all, Anna, all of you, Letitia, all of you have incredible wisdom within. And as we get quiet and we drop our resistance, as we get silent and let go of the chatter of our conscious thinking mind, we can tap into that wisdom about our physical selves. It is true, isn't it, Penny? I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You've been doing this work a long time. You've taught me about a lot of this work. So as we, my hair's bugging me. As we really listen to ourselves and take care of ourselves and have a certain amount of reverence, that's something I've been talking about lately. I want to start a reverence revolution. Yes, I want to be resolved in my reverence. I want to take good, loving care of myself and live in reverence for the path of my life, of life in general, and of the universe. Yes, so we want to revere our soul self and source. We want to revere our lives and take good care of our bodies. We don't want to make our bodies more important than they are, because we're not just our bodies, we're our souls, but we don't want to make them less important than they are, which is an exquisite, sacred miracle and gift from the divine to you to be in care of. So I hope that you are taking good care of your physical self. And again, the Ho'oponopono, the Gestalt is important. Writing letters is so helpful. And then when you write the letters, you can ask questions. Allow that deeper part of you, or the symptom, or the disease, or your body to respond with whatever comes forward in that moment. And I know it's going to be incredible. And I know it's going to be wonderful. And I know it's going to be perfect for you, because this is what I know for sure. God's in you, or you wouldn't be breathing. Spirit is in you. The energy of the universe that's moving the planets around the sun and holding the stars into place is in you and breathing you and beating your heart and loving you. Can you accept and receive this love? That's the question. We're trying to move from fear to love. That is the journey of the hero. That is what sacred text is telling us. That is what the Course in Miracles tells us. There's fear and love, and only love is real. And what is not real cannot be, what is real cannot be threatened. But we live on a planet of free will and choice, and we're here to experience the opposite of love so that we can learn about love. We're here to experience duality so that we can remember the truth, which is that we are love. We are from love. We are for love. And if we can remember it here on this side of the veil, we're going to have a lot more fun on our human journey. And I know, as I've experimented with this, it has been absolutely true for me. And the people I work with, my clients and my students, as they experiment with the tools that I present them, they too are saying, oh my gosh, life is working so much better. I feel so much better. There's grace and ease and synchronicity and gifts every day. And I want that. I want that for myself. I want that for you. I want that for everybody that wants it for themselves. And it's not quite enough to want it for yourself. We have to intend it, and we have to work with the tools, but they are accessible, they are simple, and they are easy. A couple more tools that I have are the guided meditations. I have 3 guided meditations about coming into a more loving, affectionate, compassionate relationship with our physical selves. And if you want them, if you buy one, I will gift you with the other 2. So actually, I think there's 4. There's 4. So if you buy one, I'm going to gift you with the other 3. So just let me know. You can either private message me or email me at tammybphd@gmail.com. So for $5, you're going to get $20 worth of guided meditations that you can keep and listen to for the rest of your lives. Because even though I've done this work and my body's really healthy and life is working, this is not the time to stop doing the work. This is the time to continue to do the work, because that is going to help us up level and how good we can stand it to get. You know, Penny, how good can we stand it to get? And in the past, when things would get good, I would stop because things were good. But I want to continue to expand and get as high as I can in my consciousness and enjoy my life to the most incredible degree that I possibly can. And again, I want this for you too, if you want it for yourself. And I'll share with you everything I know, every tool, every exercise. Again, my books are both just guides and exercises to support people in getting to more wonderful relationships in their lives and more prosperous experiences of life. I want that for you as well. So please, please, please be in touch with me if you have questions, thoughts, comments. If you would like a copy of one of my books, autographed or otherwise. If you want a guided meditation, again, if you buy one, I'll send you 4. And I know they will support you if you're ready for that kind of support. And I just hate saying goodbye to you, because I see all my friends on here and I love connecting with you. But again, I don't want to go too long and become too verbose and redundant. I want to give you some simple things you can start to work with. The letters, the Gestalt, Kathy Clevenger, read the book. It actually is very helpful. And it is a guide to learning to love yourself. And once you do, your life will work. Everything comes from having that authentically loving, respectful, compassionate relationship with ourselves, and not in a narcissistic way, not in a edging God out way. But when we really do this work from I go, inviting God only, we not only have it for ourselves, we have it for other people. So it is, to me, this is heaven on earth. And it's it's an incredible blessing. And I look back at my life and how much I suffered and struggled, and I'm astonished at how exquisite and beautiful my life is. And I think every single one of us has this ability, capacity, and it's our birthright, but we have to be willing to do our work. We have to take care of our side of the road. So Jenny, thank you so much. I love you, and I miss you, and I hope you're feeling well. I know you've been going through some challenges, so I hope some of this resonates for you and you can care for yourself. I'm pouring down blessings on you, Jenny and Kathy and Penny and Letitia and Rachel and Anna and Amy and Jennifer, and I'm loving you. I hope you can feel and receive that, and I hope you are caring for yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Line yourself up with your soul, listen to the wisdom within, and know that you are in my heart and prayers, and there are angels pouring down their blessings and love on you all the time. All you have to do is open up, release your resistance, and receive it, and you will be carried on a wave. The wind will be at your back, and there will be blessings in your life every day. So God bless you. Take good care of yourself. Be in touch with me if you want a guided meditation or a book, or if you have a prayer request, or if there's anything else I can do for you. You are my heart, my prayers. Thank you, Anna. I love you, and I will look forward to connecting with you again next week on another edition of Manifesting Monday. And we'll probably be talking about that issue or that relationship with food. It's a big one. It's an important one. And especially with the holidays coming up, most of us tend to go out of balance with that relationship. So I hope to be connecting with you again next Monday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Pacific. Thank you, Ashley. I love you. And God bless you. Take very good, gentle, loving, compassionate care of yourself. And I will look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Be in touch. And TammyVPhD@gmail.com. Let me know how you're doing. And I love you. What else is there to say after that? I love you. God bless you. Onward and upward. I guess there's that after I love you. Take good care of yourselves. I love you, Kathy. You're so cute. Okay. God bless you. Bye for now.